has a pattern of habit. This is a problem that most of us face. You and I have a pattern of habit, a repetitive problem, or a situation that keeps coming back to us. It later becomes into a habit. Just because we cultivate it, just because we give source of feeding to that habit, then only it develops. And later it gets lashed to you that you cannot live without that habit, or you cannot function properly without having that habit in your life. Okay? A person drinks coffee. For many years he drinks this coffee in the morning. Okay? He drinks this coffee continuously, and then one day when he tries to stop drinking that coffee, he cannot do that again. It forms a pattern of habit. That coffee has given him something. It has become a habit for him. This coffee is just an example for the worldly things that give a pattern of habit for us. Can we limit ourselves from these types of habits? And if we can, how do we change these habits into a more conventional way where Christ will be the center and this habit that we have will not exist? Where is this said? In Hosea chapter 5 verse 4. The starting itself, I went to the Bible verse because these Bible verses are very important for us to see. So I would like to share these. They give up not their natural habits. Hosea 5:4. They give not up their natural habitual doings to turn back unto their God, for a spirit of whoredoms is in their midst, and Jehovah they have not known. A spirit of whoredom is in our midst. I am not talking about just the spirit of lustfulness. That is not whoredom. A whoredom spirit is a spirit that keeps wanting more, keeps attracting more, keeps seeing more. That type of whoredom spirit we do not lead in this life, because it only brings up a pattern of habits. And the main thing that the last verse is saying also, the Jehovah we have not known. We have not known the Jehovah because we have kept those habits in place in front of us. And these habits cover Christ, and these habits do not let us see Christ. Why is it like that? Because trouble is there everywhere. Okay? These troubles for you to face, you do certain things to change your mind or to relax your mind, as people call it. And when you keep doing these habits to relax your mind, to relax your body, even sometimes relax your soul, I think so, these habits form a pattern. Later, even if you want to leave these habits, even if you want them to stop, it will not stop. Why is it not stopping? Because it is a repetitive behavior which has formed a repetitive process. So whenever you try to stop, it will bring us complications. We do not need those complications. Why? Because we are the children of God. A habit that we have always has a solution, always has a relieving point. That we can understand only when you keep Christ as the center. Let us see this Bible verse and let me finish off with that. This is a very important verse. 1 Peter chapter 4 verses 2 to 6. As a result, Peter says this. As a result, they do not live the rest of their earthly lives for evil human desires. Peter is talking about the children of God, the children of God that has asked. As a result, they do not live the rest of their earthly lives for evil human desires, but rather for the will of God. For you have spent enough time in the past doing what pagans chose to do, living in debauchery, lust, drunkenness, orgies, carousing, and detestable idolatry. They are surprised that you do not join them in their recklessness and while living, and they heap abuse on you. The pagans, the people that follow a habit that do not see you following a habit, they heap and abuse on you. But they will have to give account to whom? To him who is ready to judge the living and the dead. For this is the reason the gospel was preached. This is the reason the gospel was preached to those who are now dead, so that they might be judged according to human standards in regard to the body, but live according to God in regard to the spirit. This Bible verse, 1 Peter chapter 4 verses 2 to 6, talks about people living in the body and people living in the spirit. A person living in the body has habits, has limitations. He cannot exceed those habits or limitations. A person of the body cannot make decisions of their own. A person of the spirit, a renewed person in Christ, can make decisions of their own, can break habits, can break limitations. When they can break these habits, these limitations, these sadness, these sorrow in front of them, when it does not form a repetitive behavior, you are free, right? When you are free, you do not have any type of problem in front of you. And when you are free, then only you can see that you are a child of God and God is watching over you. I had a friend. I'll tell you this. I had a friend who had a habit of smoking. Okay? He kept smoking and smoking and smoking. And one day, when he went to the doctor, they said he has lung cancer. He had kept a habit that had formed a repetitive process that gave him a physical illness. This type of habit that he had did not bring him any comfort, right? Did not bring him any happiness. It only brought him cancer and sadness. That is what we need not right now. We need to form in Christ, not form in habit. So today, people, take a decision that the habits that you have will not make your minds dull. Neither these habits that you have will take over you and make you into a submissive state. Today, take the decision to break the habit, because a dull mind is a dead mind, or a dull mind is a devil's mind, and we do not need that mind. We need a mind in Christ, and we need the power of Christ and His knowledge to come to us. Thank you, people. Thank you for your time. Until we meet again for our next episode.